Hey folks, before we start today's video, I post daily at fromthefield.tv and I've vlogged every single day of me building my permaculture prepper off-grid homestead up here. And if you want to see the library of content that I've created about this, it's all up there. You can sign up for 7 days for free without any obligation. That's up at fromthefield.tv. All right, today I want to talk to you guys about the thing that you never want to build a greenhouse without. And there are other ways to build greenhouses without this stuff, but I really want to caution you against it because this stuff makes building your greenhouse so much better. What am I talking about? Talking about channel lock and wiggle wire. This is the stuff that holds down the plastic on the greenhouse. Now, there's many different ways to hold down plastic on a greenhouse, but I'm not going to talk about any of that because I could go on for a while about it, and I really don't think it's worthwhile. Channel lock and wiggle wire is really, really crucial to building a greenhouse. And in this video, I want to talk to you guys about 6 different things, effective kind of tips and tricks that you can use when you're building a greenhouse. So first thing, what is channel lock and wiggle wire? So these two things work together in conjunction. This is a piece of channel lock, and it gets fastened to various points on the greenhouse, primarily your hip board, toe kick board, and your end walls. And it can bend, so you can bend it around the bows on the greenhouse. But what it does, it's sort of a C channel, and this wiggle wire goes inside the channel and it crimps the plastic inside. And in that way, you don't have to compromise your plastic. So that's how it works. And you fasten it to these boards and you screw it to them. When you're screwing it to your end walls, you're going to use self-tapping screws to screw through the steel of the bow. And when I attach it to my hip boards and toe kick boards, I use wood screws. So the first thing that I want to mention about this stuff as a tip and trick is it's made of aluminum, and aluminum is a soft metal. You can actually cut it with a circular saw, which seems kind of crazy and counterintuitive. And why would you want to do that? Well, the reason is a circular saw actually cuts it a lot better. I used to, before I knew this, years ago, I used to always cut this with a zip cut, an angle grinder. And an angle grinder goes really slow through aluminum, and it makes a ton of sparks, and it's a mess. And it actually finishes it where it kind of melts it, and it makes it, and you just have to kind of grind around it. Whereas if you cut through it with a circular saw, you get a nice clean cut, and it goes quite quick. And the nice thing about that is you can cut it in place. So that's when I bend these around, or when I'm installing these on the hip and toe kick boards, these come in 16-foot pieces, at least that's how I get it. And I lay out whole 16-foot pieces, and then when I get to an end, I'll have a bit of an overhang like this. I just come in with my circular saw, buzz it right off. Don't have to do any measuring or anything like that. You can cut it in place. You just want to make sure that when you're cutting it, you hold it really steady, that it's, it's firm, it's not wiggling around, because it will catch and then fly around, which isn't good. So if as long as it's firm and steady, you can cut really nice and even and steady through it with a circular saw. So number 2 for channel lock and wiggle wire is channel lock and wiggle wire typically goes in 4 different places on a high tunnel. So right now here we've got a high tunnel. The first place, or one of the first places it goes, is your hip and toe kick boards. The second place it goes is on your end bow. The third place it goes is on your end wall when you craft your end wall. So it goes around your doors, it goes around your vents or anything like that you want to put on. And the fourth place it goes, again, these are just things how I build greenhouses. Some people might do them differently, and all the power to them. But the fourth place it goes is your second last bow on every corner of your greenhouse. And the reason for that is so that you can fasten in a piece of poly in this square. And the whole reason for that piece of poly is so that when you have your roll-up sides active, when you're rolled down at nighttime, if you don't have this piece of poly here, you're going to have a loose piece of poly here that wind and air and cold air can just come through. And then that means all your crops on the corners are going to be a little bit less grown than the stuff on the inside. So by fastening in just a scrap piece of square poly on each corner of your greenhouse, that's going to give you a more consistent crop because you'll have less variation in temperature from the corners to the center of the greenhouse. So number 3 for channel lock and wiggle wire is I highly recommend pre-drilling 12-inch a hole every 12 inches on the channel lock. So just a 1/8 bit, of course, depending on the types of screws you're using. But you take your whole 16-foot pieces and you pre-drill all your holes. So it doesn't matter if this piece is being used on the end wall, on the hip board, on the last bow, or whatever it is. You want to have a hole every 12 inches and you screw it in every 12 inches. And some people might say that's overkill. I only put a screw every 2 feet or every 3 feet. That's fair, but I have had channel lock pop off on me in the past from wind. And it's just so much better to just have a screw every foot. And it might seem like overkill, but it's not really, because what's a few extra screws when you're doing something as important as a greenhouse. And so the way I do this is before I bring my channel lock down to my build site, I pre-drill everything. So I set up a couple sawhorses and some scrap wood, and I take my channel lock and I can drill 2 at a time by putting them back to back like this. And then I'll lay a bunch down right next to each other. I could have eight pieces, which would actually be 16 pieces, right next to each other on my sawhorses. And you got to have a fairly lengthy sight. Run a tape measure down so you can see your 1 foot increments, and then you can drill, and you just go through and drill boom, 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 and just go along. And you can drill, 30 pieces fairly quickly by just stacking them that way. And again, putting 2 back to back against each other and just drilling every 12 inches. Okay, number 4, this is something I've learned the hard way over many years, building many greenhouses in many different places, is your end wall channel lock should be the last piece of channel lock you put on the greenhouse. And the reason for that is there's a number of things that happen on the infrastructure before that piece goes down. In particular, if you're going to have end walls, the way I mount my end wall to my last bow is I hang a little steel bracket up there, and that wraps over the last bow. So it's important to put your channel lock on the last bow last so that you can get that steel clamp in place. Otherwise, you're going to be screwing up, and I've done this dozens of times where I'm like, oh, I missed that one piece. Now I got to climb up there with ladders, unscrew it, slide it under, screw it back. It's a pain in the butt. So that channel lock is the last one you do. And it's also it's the task I hate doing on greenhouses. I won't lie to you. When I'm putting the end wall channel lock on, I'm often cursing the whole time because it's kind of awkward to do. You got to get up there with ladders or scaffolding, or I use ladders and scaffolding when I do greenhouses. But the way I start it is I put the channel lock, I start it here on the hip board, and I wrap it over to the top, and I bend it over, and I use clamps. So I clamp it down in a couple places, I bend it over, clamp it down, and then I start screwing all the way up. And it's good, another good reason to have your holes pre-drilled, because having to drill through this steel is hard enough as it is with a self-tapping screw. I use tech screws, and but it's also difficult when you're doing it above your head. And so certainly the more ladders you have, the longer they are, the better. The higher you can get above something. So, the optimal place to drill anywhere is right around your waist, so you can apply your body weight to push in, And that gets difficult the higher you get up. But again, the longer the ladders you have, the easier it is. And so when that bow goes on, you're clamping it down, screwing it in, and that's how that one goes. But again, it should be the last piece of channel lock you put on. So number 5, channel lock should be the second last thing you actually do on the greenhouse. The last thing you do on a greenhouse is put up your poly. But you want to make sure that you've done all your channel locks before you put poly on. And the main thing I want to stress there is these poly corners. So again, I've made this mistake many times. I think I even made it on this one. And so I wanted to put it out there so that I never make this mistake again, and it can hopefully help you, is get all of your channel lock up. And then the second last thing you do before you put up your poly is you do those corners. Because if you do all your poly and now you've got this poly draping down and you forgot to do these corners, you're gonna go, oh, now I have to go underneath this poly and unchannel a bit that I channeled in, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt. So channel lock, then your corners, then you do poly. So number 6, the last thing on my tips and tricks when you are installing channel lock or wiggle wire in a greenhouse is how you install the wiggle wire. This is actually highly overlooked and is super important. There's 2 things I want to mention here. The first is only, in my opinion, only use plastic or rubber coated wiggle wire. Do not buy wiggle wire that's just straight steel. The reason you don't want to use just straight steel channel lock is that when it goes in, it's harder and it can rip your poly. And there's one application you can use straight steel wiggle wire, and that's if you're putting in, say, these poly corners, because here I have 2 pieces of wiggle wire in one channel. You can actually fit 3 wiggle wires in one channel, typically. Is the straight steel stuff I could use on the poly corner because those aren't going to get undone and redone. But if you're going to undo your channel lock or undo your wiggle wire, which I will on this bottom piece, because come spring I want to put in that roll up side, so that's going to get undone and then put back in. I want to make sure I'm using the plastic coated stuff because it goes in a lot softer, and it makes a significant difference in when you tuck it into the channel that it doesn't tear the poly. So there is a technique to this, and the technique that I use is I really twist it. So when it goes in, I'm twisting the corner in and down. So you don't want to go into the channel and rub the outside of the channel, and rub it in to make it kind of go in rough. You'll continuously stretch and sometimes rip the poly, even if you're using this stuff. So you really want to go in and tuck it in clean, and then come up to the next one and do the same. And when I'm doing it, I'm often moving my arm like this, way back and forth, to get it tucked in really good so that you're not stressing on your poly. So that is super important when you're installing channel lock and wiggle wire. So hope you guys found that video helpful. If you want to see more stuff like this, I vlog daily at fromthefield.tv. You can sign up for 7 days for free without any obligation there. And if you guys liked this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.